Leeroy's Pokemon Diamond and Pearl walkthrough part 55. It's time to take on Candice, the 7th gym leader, and, well, Candice is kind of cocky. She's talking about how she's just going to, like, destroy you at the beginning. She says, get ready to lose. So you're just going to have to take her and shut her up with a nice battle. Now, Candice, the reason that the Ice-type gym leader's name is Candice is because her name ends with ice, which is pretty clever, I guess, but anyways, her first Pokemon is a Snover, and really the only reason it's there is to do this, start the big hailstorm, which will, her team will benefit from that, basically, the whole battle. But Snover, since it's ice and grass, it's going to be 4 times weak to fire, so any fire-type move is going to be able to knock it out. But even if you don't have a fire-type move, Snover has 7 different weaknesses, so you should have no problem finding something that, you know, can knock it out. As long as you don't send in something weak to like ice or grass, you really shouldn't have too much trouble. It's really not too much of an offensive threat. Now the hail's gonna buff at me every turn, but it's not too big of a deal. I mean, it just does a little bit of damage. As long as the battle doesn't stretch on for too long, it shouldn't make too much of a difference. Now Abomasnow is Snover's evolution. It's also an ice and grass, so it has all the same weaknesses. The only difference is this thing has a lot more attack, and its move pool is a lot worse. It has Grasswhistle, which can put you to sleep. So that's kind of the worst thing, because it also knows Avalanche and Wood Hammer, which are 2 really powerful ice and grass moves. But then again, the fire types kind of shut it down, so, you know, really, those first 2 aren't too much of a problem if you have fire types, but if you can't manage to do a bunch of damage to the thing, it could be kind of a problem because, like I said, it knows a lot of strong moves. Now our next Pokemon is going to be a Sneasel, and Sneasel's Ice and Dark type, so it's 4 times weak to fighting. So if you have an Infernape, the first 3 should be no problem, because you'll be able to do quad damage on all of them. Now it's going to use Taunt, which, you know, unless you're trying to use like Swords Dance or Calm Mind or something, I mean, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Other than that, it knows a few pretty powerful moves, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem, because its defenses are really terrible. Its special defense is actually decent. You see it's going to live my flamethrower, but its physical defense is really just awful. I mean, any physical attack is going to be able to do a ton of damage. I mean, just as long as the thing doesn't start hitting you with critical hits with Slash, I mean, you're really not going to have too much trouble with it. Now she's going to have to use a full restore, because gym leaders just love using full restores. But it's not too much of a problem anyways, because, I mean, it spends a whole turn healing, so you can just put all that damage right back on it. Now I should be able to knock it out with another flamethrower. Let's see. Oh, it's actually faster than it this time, so hey, that's pretty nice. Knock out the first 3 without even taking any hits. That's pretty embarrassing for her. So yeah, there's a Sneasel. Really, yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, her next Pokemon is going to be the one that gives you the most trouble, I think. Her final Pokemon is actually a Medicham, which is Fighting and Psychic type, so it's not even an Ice type, but it is pretty hard to take out. It's only weak to Ghost and Flying. Now, I find that Staraptor works pretty well against it, because, well, obviously Flying type works well, like I just said, but it also has the Intimidate ability to lower its attack, which is outrageously high. Now, don't think you can just bring in any flying type, because it's ready to take out all your flying types with Ice Punch. And it also knows Force Palm to do a nice chunk of damage to just about anything. And really the biggest threat here is its move Bulk Up, which can raise its attack and defense. So if it manages to get up a few Bulk Ups, you're really going to be in for a hard time. Now, other than Staraptor, all Ghost types work really well, like Misdreavus and, you know, Gengar or Haunter. Those all work well because its best attacking move, Force Palm, doesn't work against them. And plus you can use moves like Shadow Ball to do a ton of damage. I'm just using Avian here just for another strategy, but, you know, a lot of that stuff works. Or really anything that can do a bunch of damage, is, you know, you gotta just hit it with your strongest moves. Now, it didn't use a potion, which is nice, so we're gonna be able to knock it out with Aerial Ace. So I guess I got pretty lucky this battle. It really didn't give me too much trouble, any of her Pokemon, but definitely don't underestimate Candice, because she can be a lot of trouble. Huh. And that's actually kind of funny. She doesn't even get a single attack move off on me the whole entire game. And she was all cocky at the beginning. And I just blew her out. But she does give you the Icicle badge, which is really, really nice, because now you can use Rock Climb out of battle. So now, all those times throughout the game, you've seen all those like rocks on the ledges and stuff, you can finally get up those. She also gives you TM72, which is Avalanche, which is a pretty decent Ice-type move. So now that we've defeated Candice, we can figure out what's going on in Lake Acuity with Clint and Team Galactic.